I'm on the board with Wayne Smith.
Okay.
Good. We'll call this special meeting to order and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Gwen, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
We're going to go in a little different order. I forgot my cheat sheet. Commissioner Lautner. Present. Commissioner O'Rourke.
Present.
Commissioner Allgaier.
Here.
Commissioner Ross. Here. Commissioner Rexroth.
Present.
Commissioner Kramer is absent with prior notice. Chairman Wessel.
Here.
So let's have all roll call votes today, just to make this fun. Oh, you have that too. See, oh, no. Sorry.
Well, this is a special meeting, and we have just one item on the agenda, and we'll start with public comment, if anybody would like to make public comment. Thank you. And we will have any commissioner comments, if there are any.
I would like to welcome Richard Lewis. It's nice to have you.
Well, we have then just one agenda item with two motions, and the clerk has provided the interim employment agreement, I think, to everybody, and the two suggested motions, and we'll begin our business. Would you like to, our HR, Chet, do you want to review give us an overview of the contract, if you would, please? I know that our HR person was called out of town today. I know she talked to you yesterday.
Yes. So after your vote to appoint, or at least going to negotiate with Mr. Lewis on Tuesday, Mr. Lewis provided me a sample contract that I modified to Leelanau County. And then we met on Wednesday morning, I believe, reviewed it. We felt comfortable with it. And I sent all the email and copied the administrator, and she passed it on to legal counsel for review. And I assume you have talked to legal counsel?
I've not received anything since the clerk and I spoke with legal counsel this morning. But basically, he had indicated that he'd not see any issues with the contract, but he would do a more thorough review and forward anything back based on the comments today.
What I would recommend is, because I put in my email, and I believe it's a clerk agrees, administrator agrees, you can pass it pending final review of legal counsel. But if you read the contract, it's pretty much one way, pro county.
Yep.
And Mr. Lewis has been very gracious in that he's not eligible for any other benefits, any vacation days, any holiday pays, strictly a rate when he's here as the administrator. And if you notice the dates, we put them flexible. The contract can be terminated at any time by the party. So we said approximately 3-4 months, but that's depending how quickly the process goes, if you find the right person.
So it could be extended if we do
Both
run into
parties
problems?
can, yes. There's a clause in there. I don't have it in front of me, there's a clause in that either party. Either extend.
Commissioner Lutner.
In the same way, I read it the same way, so thank you, Mr. Lewis, for that. And it says clearly that if for some reason Mr. Lewis isn't happy working with us here by...
I can't imagine that either.
I can't either. I like to cover all my bases, but it just says just in writing and agreed upon by both parties, but I guess that's beneficial.
And it's the same contract that he had in his other.
Okay. As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
I thought you raised your hand to make a motion.
I did. I had it before Chet came to the table, so I will make the motion if I may.
Yeah, we can do it after the motion if you want.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I would move that the Leelanau County Board of Commissioners approve the interim administrator employment agreement between the County of Leelanau and Richard I. Lewis, and authorize the board chair to sign following review and approval, as to form by the county's legal counsel.
Support.
Any discussion? Commissioner Ross?
Kind of nitpicking, you probably noticed already, but it just in the section 1, halfway through, it just says, it's an agreement between the interim county administrator and then the discretion of the county government of Leelanau. Never seen us use those words before, so maybe that's what Mr. Lewis brought to it, but it is the Board of Commissioners, correct? I mean-
Yeah, I'm not sure from a legal perspective where that is, you have to ask council.
I-
You are the county government of Leelanau.
I don't think we ever use that, do we?
No,
Okay.
I did notice that, and
Yeah.
Deb and I certainly can bring that up if that's an issue, and that's why Matt's reviewing it.
Okay, yeah. But it would be our decision, yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
I think
okay.
that's
Okay.
technically what
I
we are.
just,
I believe the
Just-
terms are very generous in terms of being pro-county, if you look at it.
yeah, totally.
Yes,
I
thank
agree.
you.
I agree.
Any other discussion? I know I was at the community mental health meeting in Traverse City yesterday. I heard from several people, both in the audience and on the community mental health board, that applauded our choice and told us how fortunate we were. Any further discussion, or we'll let Mr. Lewis speak, and then we'll take a vote?
First of all, on the dates, first day would be here, is I'd like to have a week, is satisfactory, to make sure we can get everything off on the right foot. But the closing date, which is at the end of July, one thing I'm going to make a pledge now. This is assuming everything, the train runs on time, everything falls into place and is there. But if for some reason, it's got to go for an extra couple of weeks or an extra month because of whoever you decide on, they can't leave their current place. I'm not leaving yet. And so, but it's always good to have the dates. That's all what we're all shooting for. So yeah, I'm not going to leave you unless you decide you don't want me here. So that's up to you guys. I just want to know. So thanks.
Commissioner Lautner?
Yeah, that being said, so if you are still here in August, I'm surprised there isn't a clause because you would be expected to be at the polka festival in August if you're still here.
That could be an embarrassment for everyone.
It's
We'll see what we can work out.
prior.
We add that as well as we add the Norfolk flying in.
The fly-in.
Oh, this is true.
Because
Both of
as
them.
a administrator, I was told I had to flip pancakes every year at the flying.
And you have to be at the polka festival, so,
You have to negotiate that.
okay, we'll negotiate it.
Did I get to eat some of the pancakes?
Yes.
Okay.
Pierogies and
Mr.
brats.
Lauter was there to supervise me flipping those pancakes.
I did,
And do I have to dance?
absolutely.
No.
No.
Not at
Okay.
the flying.
Any other questions? Are we ready to vote? Let's do a roll call vote.
Commissioner Lautner,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Rourke,
Yes.
Commissioner Rexroth,
Yes.
Commissioner Ross,
Yes.
Chairman Wessel,
Yes,
Commissioner Alguier,
Yes.
6-0.
thank you. Also looking for a motion to approve the release of the legal opinion that we sent to you on email about incompatibility in office. Commissioner Rexroth?
I move that the Leelanau County Board of Commissioners release the attorney-client privilege legal opinion of March 18th, 2024, sent via email regarding the incompatibility issue.
Support.
All those in support of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved, 6-0. Well, we conducted our business in a very orderly fashion, and we're so fortunate to have Mr. Lewis here. And we're not supposed to call him Mr. Lewis because Mr. Lewis died in 1999.
Okay,
We're to call him Richard.
Richard.
all right.
Thanks, Richard, for being here.
First meeting, see how short it was? Good job.
So welcome and thank you for helping us
So
out.
that concludes our business, and we now have opportunity for public comment. If somebody would like to, yes, Mrs. Wellman.
I'm Jill Wellman from Centerville Township. I'm not going to take up too much of your time because I think you guys deserve, after all you've done this week, to have an early start to the weekend. I've been in the audience for most of what's been going on these last few months. And I watched you struggle with the personnel and the finance department. I listened to Commissioner Rexroth's ambitious plan for finance committee meeting. And I have to say, I was a little skeptical about that you could accomplish all that you had planned in the timeline. But I was really encouraged that you were going to try. And I watched you seek advice from the experts. I saw you research what other counties were doing. And then you made your recommendation to the board. And I would like to thank you, Commissioner Rexroth, for your wise guidance in this. I think it was well followed. Today's action means you're well on your way to reaching your goal, and you have one hurdle left. That is to find a permanent administrator. I look forward to watching that process and the final resolution of this long ordeal. But there's still issues, employee dissatisfaction. But if you continue the approach with the same determination and logical plan that you showed with this, I'm confident that the next satisfaction number is going to be well above 3. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize Administrator Allen and her efforts for the last 15 months. And it's not easy to take a job with 7 bosses. And she's done it with dignity and integrity. I know she'll find a place that she will do wonderful things to, and she'll be an asset to any organization that she's a part of. I wish you well, and thank you for all that you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, yes. Mr. Makowski.
Good afternoon. One more chapter in the saga, a 3-year saga of the self-inflicted damage the commissioners have imposed upon themselves since the May 11th, 2021 clerk loaded motion. This latest activity today indicates that we have been seeking magicians to solve the problems that were caused on that date because there was no plan. And I suspect that this will continue for many more years at great expense because at this point, as we know that hundreds and hundreds of hours have been wasted on this foolish and stupid decision made on May 11th. That this commission has confidence and continued on that are very harmful to our taxpayers for perhaps more than $500,000 to this date. And we'll continue on. More damaging has been the activity that basically has caused harm inside this neighborhood to many people, all by a prior commission's intent to harm that person and persons in certain homes. We cannot be very optimistic. We'd like to be, we hope, but watching 3 years of this and attending these meetings for over 35 years does not give us much hope because we've seen commissions, the last 2 commissions, go off into the jungle, and don't know where they're at, you're still lost. You hope that you can find your way, and first of all, begin by apologizing for the past commission and for your activity for causing this problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Bill?
Bill Easter, Elmwood Township. Got to see this movie if you haven't, especially if you're a commissioner or a clerk. And we've given these to all but 3 of the village clerks, and hope to get those out soon. And 2 clerks have not watched it yet, and I'm encouraging them to watch it too. You owe it to your constituents. Let my people go. It's about the 2020 election plus the J6 situation, all those people in jail. And you can watch the movie online now for free at rumble.com. So just type in Let My People Go. And there's much more evidence. And the handout there has it listed. I made up this little spreadsheet. There were 30 files that I could find easily. And you can see at the top the title, EIF. It's www.electionintegrityforce.com. Sheriff Darley from Muskegon area, I forget the county.
Sorry.
He's got the Dominion files, all about Dominion. We heard about Eric Coomer, that's Dominion, and the last weeks when I talked. But the spreadsheet's just got 30 numbers. The name of the files are named 1 through 3.pdf. They're all PDF files. And the number of pages are listed, and the way I rated them, I just looked at them myself for concern. And the first one's a 7. It's got algorithms, fractional voting, logic and accuracy tests, test decks. I'm just going to encourage you to look through those. You can find them, again, at electionintegrityforce.com. This is a big thing. The Attorney General asked for those files, and instead he released them. I don't know the legalese exactly, but because he wanted them looked at. Muskegon had all that fraud in the fall of 2020. We didn't hear about it until 2022 because it was turned over to the Attorney General in Michigan, and she stopped it. She didn't investigate it. It went to the local police, the state police, and then it got buried when it was released to the FBI. So he wanted to make sure this got out. If you look on the second page, though, I want you to look at the top one especially. And I scored that at 10 plus out of concern. And that's where they're talking about SQL servers in these emails. These are confidential emails from Dominion. And if you go on my website, tcfamily.org, and you go to the back side, the Leelanau County side with the elections concerns and the machines, you'll see the top one is the Dominion is finished transcription. It lists 10 times why these SQL servers can be used to manipulate the votes very easy, and they're not authorized equipment for the machines either. Just for time's sake, I'm going to the back one. This deserves a whole lot. It's Berry County in Muskegon, Sheriff Darley. And this is a letter that he wrote to Speaker of the House, or not Speaker, but he's Jim Jordan. He's Justice, I'm not sure, Department in the Congress. But look at paragraphs 3, 4, and 5 particularly. Paragraph 3 begins with, I have evidence. He says, I have evidence in my file of Serbian foreign nationals entering our election system while the votes were still being counted. Move on to paragraph 4 for time's sake. I am investigating the role of some individuals inside the United States that have played in conspiring with these foreign nationals and who have even directed and instructed them to access and interfere with electronic voting machines and electronic voting systems during past elections, including the November 2020 election. I have evidence that the U.S. Dominion and its affiliates instructed its employees to alter the otherwise and falsify the integrity of the software and hardware in the voting machines. So in the last paragraph, number 5, it says, as a result of this information, my office is also investigating conspiracy crimes, wire service fraud, honest services fraud, and perjury charges, among other criminal acts. The perjury charges, it goes on to say the Dominion head said these machines are not online, but they were definitely connected. Thank you for your consideration. Please look these items up.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other public comment? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is David Kiesel. I've been in this county for 77 years, coming this fall. 52 of those years, I drove a semi. All this country, I drove 5 million miles long, all accident-free. I've seen the beauty out there. I've been out west. I've seen antelope run alongside the truck, 50 of them at a time. That was beauty. Then I saw solar wind panels. Then I saw windmills cover up the beauty. That is not beauty. Now, the other night, we had John Bolton here, and he said something to you. I hope you all really listened, but he made a lot of sense, a really lot of sense. The other thing is, my parents ran farms right over the hill over here. They've been gone now, but I remember when he first started talking about building this complex here, we are gonna keep it beautiful, okay? People didn't want this out here in the country. They wanted it the way it was, farmland. They wanted it beautiful, Leelanau County, okay? And there was promises made, that's the way we're gonna keep it. It's gonna be like a campus, okay, which it is. All of a sudden now, there's a different sheriff in town, and what's gonna happen? They're gonna change things, they're gonna clutter it up. Is that fair to my parents? They're in the cemetery in Horn Road up here. They're facing this way. I'm gonna get old Martins and turn around. I don't want to see what you people are doing. That's all I'm gonna say. And those two right there know what I'm talking about. Fueling animal for alongside the truck going on the road at 60 miles an hour.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? We want to thank you for coming today. Any commissioner comment? Commissioner
Yeah,
Rickrow.
I certainly thank you for the kind words during the public comment, but everything we do here is a team. We sink or swim as a team, so that thanks goes to the whole crew for where we're at. I think we all know we got a whole lot of hard work yet to do, so thank you.
Any other commissioner comment? Commissioner Lautner.
Well, I do want to, I also want to thank you all for all of your public comment. And also, but especially, thank you, David, for bringing up what I keep trying to bring up here with this campus. You're absolutely right. And you're absolutely right. With Sutton's Bay did not want this campus here. It did not want us. And we overrode zoning to plant this here when we would not override zoning to keep it in Leland. And there were promises made about keeping this as open as possible and keeping it as beautiful as possible. So thank you for remembering that. So, and I keep looking for claims and accounts, but I'm not finding claims and accounts.
You feel like a fish out of water, do you, Commissioner?
Like I should be doing something.
Any other commissioner comments? I want to thank Chet for his help in getting us here today, and for Deb Allen, who has helped along the way, and how helpful and supportive she's been as we move forward with this. So thank you, Deb, and thank you, Chet. Anything else, Commissioner Algar?
I guess I obviously thank you, Chet, very, very much. And thank you, Mr. Richard,
Richard.
Yeah.
for coming to keep us steered in the right direction. And I think, and I'd like to make one more comment. Change is hard. All throughout history, change has been hard. New ideas, new concepts, new ways of doing things. And it's totally normal for people to be uncomfortable with it, while some people see the hope in it, the hope for our children and our grandchildren, as we struggle with a climate that could do a whole lot more than make this campus, change this campus. So there is another vision. I'm sure that people talked about the same kinds of things when gasoline cars came out, when railroads came out, when those roads went through the West, and the ranchers were probably appalled at the asphalt going through those fields and interrupting the running of the antelopes. When gas stations went up, when electric poles went up. So change is hard. And I think we all have to keep that in mind, because things never stay the same. And while
this change seems extra hard right now because it's happening right now, know that the world needs to struggle with immense change to save this planet for our children and their children. So bear with us, please.
Commissioner Rexroth,
I have nothing more.
you have a duty to do.
Oh, motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned.
Thank you for
The most important.
Yes, that's right.
I almost.
I'm